In this episode, I tear apart the intercooler system, give everything some much needed love, fix our boost issues, and finally take the Supra for a proper rip. Yeah! Successful test drive! Alright, so we need to get the Silver Supra battery so we can get it inside. And I figured, hey, why don't we pull out the old Shirai? This thing is a lithium-ion battery and it is tiny. So let's see if it's good enough to start the Mark IV. Now I say this with the utmost confidence because this battery actually used to run the 700 horsepower Monster Supra build, the red Supra build, which you can find over here. As you can see, it's comically small in this engine bay. Obviously not what it was designed for. This is more for like a remote mount inside of the car. But anyways, let's see if it starts. If you guys remember from when we were last working on this project, one of the main things that happened was the car overboosted, meaning the wastegate was not plumbed correctly, and two, that overboost blew off this intercooler pipe, which then tore this entire elbow. It was a whole mess. Basically, what we're gonna do now is fix that. Obviously, you can see we got a new elbow, but it's a little too long. It's not correctly sized. We're gonna chop up this elbow, and then we're gonna go through the vacuum lines, replumb them, and get this thing tip-top, as in boosting correctly and functioning properly. And then once it's functioning properly, we can start worrying about the aesthetic stuff. Let's do it. Off. Yeah. So these are the worm gear clamps that we're switching to. You can see they're pretty beefy. One of the big things about these intercooler pipes is that they're just absolutely filthy. They just got so much dirt and dust on them. I'm gonna try hitting it with a simple green and then letting it soak, and then take some steel wool and see if I can get this thing looking maybe more like aluminum again. Be clean. I mean, that's a huge difference. Look at that. As you can see, they are all a lot cleaner than they were. I will say some of them are bead rolled, but most of them are not. And then some of them are cut super jank. Let's move on to actually cleaning up this part of the inside of the car. The idea of this is just to clean up some of the tougher to clean areas while there's still access to them. And here is the finished product of the clean engine bay. As you can see, it looks so much cleaner. It's like actually silver. It's nice. You can see the frame rails. They're all clean. And then, yeah, I mean, it's as clean as it'll get. And yeah, so I'm gonna start putting the intercooler pipes back on, and then we'll get it all stitched. And oh, you guys probably noticed all this. So there's a factory alarm system, or what remains of one, still in here. I'm gonna start cutting it out right now because really hate it. And there's just all these wires that don't need to be here. So put release and adieu. Goodbye. Clip that. Goodbye. Alright, so since these pipes don't have beads on them, I'm going to take the welder and then just take some filler rod and put a bead on. Hopefully it works and hopefully I don't put any holes in it, but it should stop the couplers from slipping off. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Here is our, I mean, it's the same setup, but you know, let's call it new and improved. We got the intercooler pipe all hooked up and they're slightly cleaner than they used to be. And that comes around into the intercooler. And then we got our new 90-degree bend, which we didn't even have to cut. That goes over there. Now this is the danger area right here. This may still be where we get some issues, but we'll see. Anyways, that goes up into here, and then yeah, that's about it. And so fingers crossed this setup holds. So tomorrow, if it's not too wet out, we will take this thing out for a spin. The wastegate is plumbed into this line, which is not the right line to plumb into. We need to plumb into a different line that will actually see some type of vacuum on the other side, and I'll trace that and then we'll go from there. But yeah, once we get that going, then the boost control should be good as well. Okay, so we have everything pretty much ready. I routed the wastegate lines. Over there, the line that we were getting boost pressure from was not the right place off the intake manifold. That was something for the idle air control valve. It had like a check valve in it and stuff. So we are pulling it from a more direct way in the intake manifold. And so hopefully that should sort out our boost issue, which we will see today. Let's go for a spin. We do need a battery first though. So I will go pull it out of the red Supra and be right back. I'm hearing a vacuum leak from behind. I think it's from the boost gauge. So I'm just taking out the panels so I can... Here's our top panel. Yep. There's a big old hole in the T-piece here. Oh. I'm gonna keep my foot on the brake because the e-brake needs to be adjusted. Now that that's covered up, this should idle hopefully better. Here we go. Seems like it's idling worse. The gauge is reading more vacuum though, so it's definitely working. Very lumpy. Let's let this warm up. Hope I didn't leave any wires hanging. Traction, but we made 10 pounds of boost. That's good. All right, we are holding boost. It is loud. Ooh, doggy, you guys hear that? Okay, we are holding boost. Good golly. We're burning a little bit of oil.
Never see those anymore.
Sorry?
Never see those anymore.
Nah, man, you don't. Thanks, man. There's a lot of oil buildup in the exhaust, so I don't know if the blue smoke is from that or it's from valve stem seals or a variety of other things that it could be. But for now, yeah, it's holding boost. I got a little bit of a vacuum leak here, but that's fine. I just need to fix that T-piece. But yeah, it's good. The car is running. Sounds good. Slides good. That was a successful test drive. It was good. Got a little sideways action. Supras, the beauty of Supras is you get a lot of slippage. You get a lot of wheel spin in Supras because, you know, they make a lot of torque, they make a lot of power. Supras are so progressive with oversteer. They're very easy to control. So you don't see the Mustang type events. Generally with Supras, there's always bad drivers, but generally once you kind of get an idea, they slide out very progressively. It's very easy to catch and it's very noticeable. That's one of the biggest things. You know as soon as you start getting some slip angle, whereas some cars you feel so disconnected from the rear axle that you don't know that you're getting some slip angle, and then once you're 8-10 degrees out, then you start noticing, and by that time it could be too late, although generally you can catch it. But in this car, as soon as you get a degree, 2 degrees out, you know it immediately. I'll leave it here for now. So this T-piece busted. Yeah, successful test drive. Finally, car. We can finally start putting this damn thing back together. As soon as we get this fixed, look at it. Popped a hole right through it.